The UK government have actively avoided looking for evidence that Russia interfered. We were told that they hadn't seen any evidence, but that is meaningless if they hadn't looked for it.
There's absolutely no evidence that I've ever seen of any Russian interference in UK democratic processes.
The UK government should have recognised the threat back in 2014 in relation to the Scottish referendum, but it didn't. There has been no assessment of Russian interference in the EU referendum, and this goes back to nobody wanting to touch this issue with a 10-foot pole. This is in stark contrast to the US response to reports of interference in the 2016 presidential elections.
What we're trying to figure out here, Mr. Mueller, is if our NATO allies or Boris Johnson have been compromised.
This lady's husband was a minister of Vladimir Putin and was given an award by Vladimir Putin, so he was close to the regime. And you, as a party, were prepared to take £160,000 from her so that she could have a game of tennis with Boris Johnson.
There was no reason for this delay. The Prime Minister has also said that it usually takes 6 weeks to actually get this confirmation. Can I also say that's categorically not true? The Prime Minister finally provided confirmation the day after the election, having taken a record time in doing so.
No matter how politically awkward or potentially embarrassing, there should have been an assessment of Russian interference in the EU referendum, and there must now be one. And the public must be told the results of that assessment.
How does the UK compare with other countries in terms of enabling illicit behaviour from Russian criminals?
Well, I would describe the UK as the world centre for money laundering. Why is it the world centre for money laundering? Because there are no prosecutions here. And I can say this with real experience and evidence. In the Magnitsky case, like the case where my lawyer, Sergei Magnitsky, discovered the theft of $230 million and was murdered for discovering it, we've traced the money to about 25 different countries. And when we brought the evidence to different law enforcement agencies, we got different reactions. And I would say one of the weakest reactions we've gotten is from the UK, which is surprising. You know, little countries like Latvia have a major case going on prosecuting people and freezing assets. The UK has got nothing going on.